How was that like for you, traveling?
Oh, it was a long trip, but you know, didn't affect. We should have won the game. We didn't play well defensively, and guys, too many turnovers. Um, Anytime you're a minus 19 points off turnovers and minus 18 at the free throw line, you're going to have trouble. Even if you make up for it, we had good rebounding numbers and plus 13 on second chance opportunities. But no, you shoot 50% from two, 40% from three, and you out rebound somebody by 11, you should win the game. But turnovers and some really bad fouls.
What's going on with Jackson? Is he might be available tomorrow night?
I haven't checked with Clay today. He says his hands bothering him, so everything came out positive with the CAT scan and everything. So we'll just take it day by day and see when he's available.
Do you know how or when it happened?
He said he bumped it in the Omaha game.
What does this team still need to do to get to kind of a December? I mean, now that it's January level progression.
Well, obviously the defensive end, we can't, give up the easy baskets that we gave up against Rutgers and let them get that kind of roll going. You do that to a young team at home, and their whole energy level goes up, and the crowd got into it, and the game changed there in the first 8 minutes of the second half. So, defensively, we got to get just more connected. Disappointed that we're so far behind on that because we should be a better team, But Nate picks up two bad fouls in the first half, and he has to sit a lot. Then he's concerned about going after shots, and so he doesn't block any shots, which had really helped our defense, in the previous three games. So, we're just going to have to do a better job in all facets of the game. But very disappointed where our defensive, connection is right now.
I know you want Wade to be a better defensive player, but if he can give you some offense like he did the other night, how important is that for your team?
Well, that was real beneficial. No, he did a lot of good things. Had a bad turnover in overtime there, but did a lot of good things. But you're right, defensively, he's not connected and just not used to guarding. I mean, it's not emphasized in China where the pro league he's in, and so his off-ball coverage is, and he's got to get a lot better on the ball. But he is working at it. He's a good young man. I enjoy him. He wants to be a good player. And he went through a tough stretch there, getting acclimated, and it was tough on him. He doesn't get here till we start school in late September, early October, and so he's way behind. He didn't have the summer, and and then Jackson gets hurt, and we're asking him to do too much. That's my fault. He couldn't handle it, but now he's getting more comfortable and showed his potential offensively, shooting the ball, and what he can do from three.
Just what about confidence-wise, a game like that? What could it give him?
Oh, I think it'll help him. I think without a doubt, will help his confidence, and now he just needs to continue to work on the things that we need him to do.
You've said repeatedly throughout this season that you want the team has to be tougher. What do you mean by that exactly? Are you talking physically? Are you talking mentally on the court?
Oh, both. Toughness comes in a lot of forms. Blockouts, cuts, picks. Um, Getting loose balls. And you take a game where it's a one possession game. Every one of those things becomes important. Um, you know, Physically getting up and down the court. You know, we haven't demonstrated the level that we need to win ball games, and um, so we keep emphasizing we got to do a better job picking. We got to do a better job on our blockouts. Our numbers aren't what they should be. Got to do a better job, making hard cuts and, all the little things that add to an effective and efficient offense. And then a lot of the things defensively, that's mental toughness, just every possession off into the ball, being in a great position, moving on every pass. And we have not demonstrated that. So it's both mental and physical, and you got to be, involved in every facet of the game, to be a complete player. And we got a lot of volunteers on the offensive end. I just, really disappointed. Like I said, you shoot the ball 50% from 2, 40% from 3, and out rebound somebody by 11. Usually, you're going to win that game, and we didn't because of turnovers and bad fouls.
What's been the main challenge for you, kind of getting the international players up to speed with the college game?
Well, I really like the guys. They like ball. They're good teammates. But just they're like Way and Big E. They're not familiar, with the game. And so getting them, more in tune with the way the college game is played. It's not like they sit there and watch college games. They might watch NBA games and stuff like that, but they're not college basketball fans. So when they came in, and like I said, both of them got here late September. Just getting acclimated to the game has been different for them.
Looking ahead, what do you see from Bruce Thornton and Ohio State, especially coming off a game where Rutgers guards scored a lot?
We got to do a better job. Our perimeter defense. I challenged all our perimeter players, putting way too much pressure on Nate. And then he, like I said, had a couple bad fouls, and then he's tentative. But a lot of that is the pressure from the guards, not taking care of their responsibilities and putting pressure on the baskets. So, I challenged them yesterday in film. Our perimeter players got to do a much better job defensively, and each and every one of them. We don't have, we lost a all Big Ten defender in TJ Bamba, and it's like maybe having like a lockdown corner, that you just depend on. And I think it's really underestimated, how much he meant to our team defensively last year. And but anyway, we went through last year. We didn't have many injuries, and we had an older team. They were connected, and this year our lineups changed so many times, and it'll probably change again tomorrow. So at some point in time, we'd like to get healthy and get all our guys there, and I think that shows how important that is, that we have Jackson, Nate, and KJ on the floor. Those are the three guys who have played for us and kind of understand exactly what we want, and they can help the new guys. But when all three of them aren't on the floor, we've really struggled.
What are you just seeing from the Big Ten as a whole this season? I'm just thinking back to last night. Minnesota beats Iowa. Michigan almost loses at Penn State. What do you just see across the landscape of this conference?
Well, like a lot of conferences, winning on the road, not easy to do. Secondly, I think our league's probably the best league this year. It varies from year to year. Last year, the Southeast Conference definitely was the best. And I think this year we're the best. And you look at Michigan, Michigan State, Nebraska, three of our next, all in the top 10, whatever they're ranked. I don't know, but I know they're pretty high. So no, it's a really good conference. But, college basketball is a home court sport. Like I said, you saw it the other night. We pretty good control of the game, 8-point, 10-point lead, and we give them some easy baskets and 8,000 people, and that it is a tough place to play. Everybody's talked about, it's a great basketball building. Everything's close and loud, and they got it going, and we weren't tough enough to overcome it.